Hi, hello. It's me, Thomas the Tank Engine Guy number one. That's the worst intro anyone has ever had in the history of intros, but you know what? We'll just roll with it. Welcome to my first proper video. I will be doing more videos like this in the future, with a collaboration coming soon, so stay tuned for that. So today I'll be doing a review slash discussion on Jack in the Pack. Or I guess you could use its finalised name and call it Jack in the Food Construction Company. But I can't be bothered typing that into my script every time I want to say their name as a group, so we'll stick with Jack in the Pack. So firstly, here's a bit of backstory. Jack in the Pack was meant to be another spin-off show to Thomas and Friends, running alongside the actual show. It was about construction vehicles and was meant to try and make more money than other construction shows, such as Bob the Builder. Unfortunately, however, only a few episodes were actually filmed, since Hit Entertainment took over Thomas and they owned Bob the Builder, so they obviously didn't want any other show to challenge it, because, they gotta be rolling in that cash. 2 episodes of Season 7, however, were dedicated to the introduction of these characters, those 2 being Jack Jumps In and A Friend in Need. It was a 2-part story about Jack and introducing some of his friends. However, a few years after this was scrapped in 2006, Hit Entertainment just randomly released all these episodes on a DVD. Probably because they had nothing else to do, or release on a DVD, because all the episodes were awful. So in the UK, this DVD was called Thomas's Trusty Friends, and in the US, it was On Site with Thomas and Other Stories. So yeah, that's basically all the history there is to it, so I guess let's get on to my thoughts and series as a whole. We'll do a short review of all 13 episodes, including the introduction ones from Season 7, because I think they still count as pack episodes, and I don't care if you're wrong, it's my video, not yours. So, what do I think of the series as a whole? Well, to put it shortly, I absolutely love it. It's the best thing and one of the only good things to come out of the Hit Entertainment era. The models were good, the storytelling was nice, heck, they even captured the true English weapons from episodes. The only things I would complain about is the episode titles being changed to have either Thomas or Percy in the titles. I mean, I sort of understand why they did this, because technically there were Thomas episodes now and not Jack in the Pack. But on the other hand, the episodes weren't about Thomas or Percy. For example, in the episode Percy Helps Out, Percy appears in the episode for a cameo at the start and in the end. The original title was Nelson Gets Carried Away. This would have made so much more sense, since the episode is about Nelson always dreaming of being carried for a change instead of him carrying everyone else around. The only other thing I would nitpick is that they had to include Thomas and Percy into every single episode. I mean, I don't really mind Thomas being in every episode nowadays. I mean, at least it is just a cameo, and it's meant to remind kids that they're still watching Thomas and Friends, despite all these new characters. But here, it doesn't work, because the show is called Jack in the Pack. Not Thomas in the Pack, Jack in the Pack. I wouldn't have minded if they included them for the first 2 episodes, just to remind kids that Thomas is still around, and that he just pops in and out of the series from there. But not every single episode. Okay, now I'm going to go into my mini review of each episode. So first off is Jack Jumps In. I like this episode. I think it's a nice way to introduce the pack and make it clear who their core characters are. In this episode alone, you understand Jack's personality, which is an eager, young, energetic front-loader who isn't afraid to stand up when things aren't right. Alfie is a fun, kind excavator who sometimes gets picked on by Max and Monty. Max is a reckless, nasty lorry who likes to tease the other vehicles, and Oliver is a polite excavator. A Friend in Need. I also like this episode. It's a nice ending to the 2-parter, and a nice ending to Jack's character arc, that series. Mud Glorious Mud. I think it's a bit of a filler episode. Some parts were quite slow and boring, however it did capture the true British weather perfectly, which I'm very happy about. A Happy Day for Percy. It's an action-packed episode that captures British weather well. Not a big fan on the title. On Site with Thomas. I absolutely love the concept. This is the only time we see Patrick on the scene, but we know his personality so well. And that crash is one of the best Thomas has to offer. A Tale for Thomas. Another average episode. Max and Monty causing mayhem as usual. A Visit from Thomas. Great episode. This feels like a crossover with Thomas and Friends and Jack in the Pack. You have Thomas, Percy the Fat Controller, or Sir Topham Hatt in the US. It was great. Jack Owns Up. My favourite one of the series. I really like this one and its moral. It ended on both a sad and happy note of Jack being sent back to the yard, yet he knew he'd done the right thing. Kelly's Windy Day. I love how this sets up Kelly's personality so well. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, but when Isabella is truly in danger, he doesn't hesitate to help. He's sort of a gentle giant in a way. Percy's Scary Tale. It's okay. It suffers from the wrong title again. It wasn't even Percy who told the scary tale, it was Kelly. Not an awful lot happens in this episode other than Max and Monty getting scared, which is quite funny, but that's about it. Thomas's Trusty Friends. I loved this episode. I don't really like Ned as a character, but this episode is very good and very funny. And that scene where the building falls down looks amazing. Just look at this. Alfie House Kittens. I enjoyed this episode since it was action-packed and had lots of high stakes. The model work was fantastic, and I like the message of looks and size aren't everything. The Tortoise and Hare. It was just meh, just a Thomas and Friends themed retelling of the classic fable. It would be retold again in Edward the Great. Thomas and the Moles. What many consider to be the worst Jack in the Pack episode of all. And I agree. Not a lot happens in this episode, other than Buster wanting a job. And when did moles learn to speak? And why was it called Thomas and the Moles, when both Thomas and the Moles are literally on screen for 5 seconds? So, what do I think of Jack in the Pack overall as a whole? I loved it. It's a shame that we never got to see it for what it truly was. However, they did make some pack-themed episodes in season 23. However, I do find it funny that they were obviously trying to add more female characters into the pack by adding Darcy, but they never added Isabella, the only other female character. If you're a fan of season 7 or just Thomas and Friends as a whole, I would definitely recommend that you check this out. All of the episodes are on YouTube. Okay, that's all. Join me next time for my collab. See you next time. Bye.